you for making some space for me, so I can say indeed. And greetings upon you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me here again on another day, another moment to celebrate that which we want from this world, that which we want to see, that which we believe in, that which we are telling, both ourselves and the rest of the world actively. I want to talk today about the pressure, the tension, the anxiety, the feelings of angst that we might be, not necessarily are, but might be experiencing during this time. And how, even though all of these things are happening, we're not going to pretend like they're not happening, how we can still notice and find love, even in this situation. I have noticed and found love, even in this situation. And I believe this is just a step in the right direction, hopefully. Thank you for joining me, friends. It's so nice to have you here. Isaac, oh, why, hello, Pip. Are you hosting the stream today? She was for a second there, wasn't she, Isaac? I had to have her little bit of moment of fame. She's playing with a string. Maybe she'll bring it to us. I can show you. Thank you for joining us, Isaac. It's so nice to have you here. Brother Ryan, always an honor. Thank you so much for joining us. Frankie Marie, and all reach around. Morning to you, friend. I don't think I've seen your username before, but you clearly have seen mine. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for saying hi. It's so nice to have you here. Ermias Blur, friend. Ooh, that's good. That's some good Ermias Blur right there. We're gonna read something worth saying. Hopefully the thing worth saying is going to resonate with what we want to talk about today. Find one at random. I've been doing this thing where I have to find things at random, like if I'm pulling cards, or if I'm picking a shirt, or if I'm, whatever. Like any decision that I have where I'm split between multiple options, I close my eyes and then I feel into the pressure that is inside of me. And the areas where the pressure drops, like there, I feel comfortable with picking. Oh goodness, how is this possible? It looks like this one is written for today's topic. It goes, what can fear be other than energy? Just as love, compassion, sadness, anger, and forgiveness is energy, these things are neutral. It is only when the egoic mind perceives and experiences it differently that turmoil is created. What the hell? None of them resonate as much as that one. The one before it is, you are held lovingly, your whole physical dimension, in the center of spirit. Which I feel is still a beautiful thing worth saying, but has nothing to do with today's topic. And the one directly after it goes, the egoic mind is also a ceaseless creator, but it only creates that which continues its existence. And then the one that instantly stood out to me, let's read it once more. What can fear be other than energy? Just as love, compassion, sadness, anger, and forgiveness is energy, these things are neutral. It is only when the egoic mind perceives and experiences it differently that turmoil is created. We know that there is things to be scared by, right? We live in a world that is literally under extreme turmoil again. Not only the people, in the circumstances that's creating this turmoil, Ukraine and Russia, and the people that are in those areas and are being directly influenced by them, but also the rest of the world, with the tensions around, Putin threatening us with nuclear weapons, saying stuff like, oh, there will be no winners, na 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 na, we have all of these fantastical weapons, and na na na. Like, there's so much fear trying to be put into our lives, into our world right now. But what can fear be other than energy? Just as love, just as compassion, just as sadness and anger and forgiveness is energy, these things are neutral. These things are neutral. It is only when the egoic mind perceives and experiences it differently that turmoil is created. The fear we're feeling as a humanity, as a society, as a consciousness right now, is a fear of not being, is a fear of separation from what is right now. But that is just an energy, again. It cannot, like, it's the same energy as the rest of them. Like, it's all the same energy. But unfortunately, a lot of governmental powers have figured out that fear is one of the ones that are really good at controlling people, really good at getting people angry, really good at getting people separated, really getting good at just creating division. And regardless of all of this information I'm seeing, like Reddit is a minefield for Ukraine news right now, which is not a bad thing. I think we need as much awareness as we can handle. Going through my Reddit feed and seeing so many posts, there are posts of, Russian soldiers that got captured and got shot, and there are Ukrainian soldiers taking care of them. There are, literal troops or troop leaders saying that they didn't know that they were expected to kill people. Like, there is so much nonsense happening right now. There's so many people in protest, both in Russia and in Ukraine, against this war. The people have spoken. Human beings do not want this war. Human beings do not want this separation. We do not want this violence. And it's so beautiful to me that, you know, regardless of what is happening in the world right now, what humanity is shouting into the universe is the opposite of that. And that is what I want to talk about today. Regardless of the amount of pain we're going through, regardless of the amount of, fear and anxiety we have surrounding this topic, us as humanity is shouting out in opposition to that. And now, our previous world wars, we didn't have really access to that much information. We had newspapers at most. Now, each and every single one of us are the publishers. Each and every single one of us are the editors. Each and every single one of us are these nodes of information that we can share into the world. Yesterday, a friend that lives in Ukraine was streaming, and there was just like the universe opening this, tear into the rest of the world. And people were falling into that tear, not jumping into that tear. And it sounds yikes either way. People were showing up to fix that tear, if you will, in our society, in our understanding of ourselves. And in that space, there was so much love being shared. There was so much intention to be with someone else being shared. And that is what I believe we should be focusing on. There's a bunch of bullshit happening. I'll concede. But the fact that we as human beings have spoken, we as human beings have the will to not do that. It's so freaking exciting to see that we're not being propagandaed anymore. Like, think about that. Our previous wars were like this. Of course, there's a fuck ton of propaganda still, and there's a lot of propaganda happening in Russia right now, trying to convince the Russian people that Ukraine, is a bad actor and needs to be taken care of. They don't believe it. people don't believe it. We're thinking for ourselves because we have more information than we've ever had. And it's just the start. It's just the start. We're going. We're going. They cannot stop us. They cannot stop us, friends. Thank you for joining me, Jojo. How nice it is to have you here with us today. Thank you for joining us. Talking about beloved friends, Jacob is here as well. Hello to you, Brother Bear. How are you feeling? Glad we're approaching this topic from a place of love today. It really affected my day yesterday, really heavy on my mind and heart. So thankful for the love and guidance of this community in these times. As we are thankful for you, Isaac. It is an important topic. It is a very important topic. But yesterday's entire message was around being gentle. We were celebrating 420, but it was about being gentle, especially with ourselves in the context of what's happening in the world. And today I feel it's so important to focus on this topic, because it is important, because it is something that's happening in our world right now, but to focus on the good parts of it, to focus on the part of our consciousness that wants to be known, instead of the consciousness part that we know about and is being expressed, right? Like we have animalistic natures as human beings, as much as we have divine nature as well as human beings. And war, conquest, trying to take from someone else which isn't yours, that is animalistic. It is this mentality of I don't have enough, or I don't feel safe enough, so I'm going to take from someone else. Us as human beings, at least the human beings we are today, no longer accept that. We no longer tolerate that. And where our governments could get away with it for the longest time because they were poisoning us against the other actors, claiming that the other actors were the ones that needed to be killed, the us versus them mentality, we're realizing more so than ever that there's no such thing as us versus them. It's just us. We live on this speck of mud together. Together. You know, like just imagine someone killing millions of other beings so that they can own a fraction of a spot in space for X amount of time. Just just picture like these fractions of fractions of fractions. You as a human being are a fraction of the universe, and then you as a fraction of the universe kills other fractions of the universe so that you can occupy a fraction of the universe which is only a fraction of the universe. Like why are you so small? Why are you so small in mind that you think you can take enough to make yourself feel larger? It's never gonna happen. It's never ever gonna happen. You cannot take enough to make yourself feel full. It's like they're staying in their primal default instead of evolving with the rest of the world. That's exactly what's happening. Mariah, that is exactly what's happening. And instead of just kind of going by the wayside, getting rolled into the evolutionary process, they're lashing out. It's like an animal finding itself in a burning building, if you will. And instead of getting out of the building, it just starts to rip things apart inside of the building. That is what, is happening right now. It's the type of reaction of our animalistic nature coming out. And the fact that humanity is like seeing it in opposition to it, in standing together with one another against that, goodness, it makes me happy. Like I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about where we are as a species. We have never been here. We have never been here. We have never been as united as we are as a species as we are today. Think about that. Never, never, ever. Like never in the history of humanity have we been this connected. They cannot. They cannot keep doing what they're doing. We will not allow it. Human beings will not allow it. Like we're not allowing it already. It's so freaking cool. Good morning to you, Aunt B. It's so nice to have you. Morning, friend. Hope it's going well. How does the PT? I hope it's going well, Jacob, actually. Doing well. Some days are easy, some are hard. How are you, friend? I'm happy to hear that you're doing them, Jacob. Like I'm having a little bit of a sabbatical, I guess you can call it, from exercising. My brain at the moment is extremely sensitive to pressure. So anything I do that puts strain on my brain lets me know about it. And it's been informing me as well. Pippi was chewing a bone while laying on her back, and then the bone fell past her face, and then she was trying to find it, and then she rolled on top of the bone, and then she couldn't find it. And then she had to stand up and pick it up again, and now she's laying down again. She just makes me so happy. Like she's been such a sweetheart as of late. Oh, come mush, 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 mush. You sweetheart, you. You want to see? Okay, I'll show you. Look at this little thing. Oh yeah, you mush, 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 mush. You silly thing. Oh silly, silly. Oh silly, silly, silly. Mush, mush, mush. Mush, mush, mush. Mush, 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 mush. Mush, 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 mush. Are you biting me? I love you too, bits. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I have so much love for you. So much, much. So much freaking love for you. So much love. So much love. Okay, okay. Yeah, what's your bone? Is it your bone? There you go. Can't be very flavorful, but she seems to like it. Okay. Uh, it's going well. As it should, and will always be. Proud of you for riding the wave. Things are good. Feeling very divided with what's going on. Just trying to feel into the massive need for love right now. Giving as much as my humanity can take. Thank you. Thank you so much, Isaac, for doing that, friend. It's all we can expect of ourselves. And we're doing it. You know, if every single person during this time of need of love gives 10% more love than they usually would give, then there would be so much love. Like, just think about it. Just like I cannot even do the math on that. How do you quantify love in the first place? But 8 billion times 10% more love, that sounds like a lot of love to me. You know, if I do quick maths. Sounds like sounds like so much love. What books are you reading there? I'm not reading a book as much as I'm reading things worth saying, Colonel. And these things worth saying, at least the ones in the front of the book. Don't eat my hands, yo. At least the ones in the front of the book is from a book series on YouTube called The Way of Mastery, friend. I feel that. Lots of billions. Billions and billions. Billions and billions, Mariah. What do you want? You want to eat my face? Eat my hand? Eat my pashmin? Didn't think so. They felt a disturbance in the life force. They do, friend. They do. And they're trying to defend themselves against it in whatever way they can. But what they don't realize is there is no defending ourselves. Ever. We cannot defend ourselves. Everything dies. Eventually. And so many people over the years that we've been alive get so fascinated with infinity, me included, that we want to live forever, that we want to have safety forever, security forever. And it causes the monkey inside of us to act in ways that are completely misaligned. You already, as you are, with not a penny in your bank account, without a shirt on your back, are an infinite being. You are literally eliciting the response of the universe right now. What more can you ask for? Everything, apparently. We're like, yeah, I have everything, but how about one more everything, please? One more everything. Rabbit Wolf sending you love as well. Thank you for the power, Jojo. Hackers are crushing the Russian propaganda website. Get slayed! Get slayed, Russian propaganda website. Hey Mel, hello and good morning, beautiful friends. Hope everyone is keeping well, even better now that you're joining us here as well, Katie. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us on the yoga. How are you doing, my friend? All the love, my friend. Thank you for your message. Thank you for yours, Natalie. I cannot, thank you enough. This is our message. I'm just trying to say the things that are resonating in my heart, and more often than not, I try and pluck strings that resonate with all of us. You know, if I'm gonna be like, yeah, what is something that's very specific to me? Okay, mango, for instance. You know, I'm on this stint in my life right now, and I don't think it will ever change. It won't ever change. But now, for the longest time, I was skinning my mangoes. You know, like I was cutting the skins off, and I was always looking at the little orange bits of fruit inside of the skins and thinking to myself, man, if only I could just. And then the skin was here and the mango was there. I was like thinking about stuff like that. But now I'm eating the skin with the mango. And alongside with that, I've been doing research. Most of the nutrients is in the skin actually. So there's health benefits of that. And if I do a whole stream about how amazing eating the skin of a mango is, that might not resonate with all of us. It might not be a string of truth that I'm trying to pluck that is resonating in all of our hearts. So the messages that I try to bring are these strings of truth that can resonate in all of our hearts. So the fact that it's resonating in your heart is, as me, at least gives me an opportunity to thank you, my friend. So thank you, Natalie, for joining us and for feeling into this with us. Yo, what's up, friends? Aiden, I'm blown away, dude. I'm straight up blown away, man. Aaron, became a Patreon yesterday, and he signed up for this is the melting megalith pack, dude. $111.11. And I have an amazing night. I dream to myself some pleasantries. I wake up, I rub the sleep out of my eyes, and I see I've received a few emails. I open my emails, and I see like Heather added or like sent a donation on PayPal, and instantly I'm overcome with these feelings of joy and gratitude and peace in knowing that what we're doing right now is something that is valued. And I see underneath it another email from Patreon. Usually Patreon gives you like a little notification to show you all of these things, but this time they didn't, just an email. And I see Aaron, signed up for $111, and I'm like, I'm still dreaming. I like make this. I'm like, oh, sick. I'm still dreaming. I'm still sleeping. And then I go to my Patreon account, and I open it up, and I see, in fact, I'm not dreaming. And I stand up and I go and stand in the sun, and I'm like, okay, this feels kind of feels kind of real. It's surreal, and like I'm blown away. Like I'm this close to actually making a living within the first 2 months of actually being willing to, make a living that is. I cannot tell you, brother, I cannot tell any of you friends how grateful I am. And it's in such contrast to where we are in the world right now and how much pain is being experienced. The fact that we are still communicating with such resolute consciousness to one another that love is true, regardless of all of the pain, regardless of all of the reasons. Oh, damn it. We have to not believe that. We're still doing it. My Reddit stream just dropped and all of the comments alongside of it. Okay. Trigger done. Did you see that split millisecond of trigger? Damn it! They even removed the live button from the plus. There used to be like a go instant live, and they've brought it in, and then they removed it, and then they brought it in again, and now it's removed once again. Unfortunately, I did save the comments. But I do believe we're live again, so I'll say one more time, indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me for a second time. I am eternally sorry for not being able to read your comments now. They are here with us in mind, but not in actuality. If you said something on the previous stream you would like me to read, please do send it again. How surreal. How surreal of a life we're living. Fear arises from the thought that I am alone, separated from my creator. Yet in reality, it is the creator perceiving the creator and creating the perception that God is separate from God. For each particle of the universe holds the potential of the whole. What a crazy world we live in, huh? What a crazy world. Last thing you said was about the Patreon email. Thank you, Aaron, for reminding me. Basically, just mentioned that I felt like I was dreaming after seeing the email. Opened it up, talked about how flabbergasted I am with our ability to send love and remind each other that love is true, regardless of how many instances, how many examples, how many opportunities there are to believe otherwise. Love is true, friends. Love is so freaking true. It's just because of our likelihood, our want, our predisposition, I think is the good word, to seek negative information, or at least to find negative information a priority over our normal lives. Because in our evolution, negative information could threaten our lives. You know, if I wasn't aware of negative information in my environment, I could get killed either by, a person that had malicious intent and wanted to take my shit, or by an animal that had malicious intent and wanted to take me. And if I weren't aware enough, if I wasn't paying attention to potential negative stimuli, I just die. But now we're living in a world where we've taken care of those potentially harmful external stimuli, but we are still programmed in our biological means to notice, to seek out even those negative stimuli. And on an internet level, those stimuli are going to be the ones that are the most prominent. Those are going to be the ones that come to the surface the fastest, because that is what basic human consciousness is going to do. It wants to notice what's dangerous. It wants to notice what is a threat to itself. And right now, we are literally, as a society, as a species, as a consciousness of this planet, in fear, aware of this war effort happening right now and the potential of nuclear weapons being deployed and what that means to us as a consciousness. But instead of focusing on that fear, instead of compounding that fear within outside of our own beings and then perpetuating that fear into the ones around us, we're doing the opposite. At least as a collective, we're doing the opposite. On an individual level, we might be noticing the pain points more than ever, but as a collective, we're doing things that is in opposition of those pain points. We're doing things that is in opposition of these potential turmoils. And we're coming together, be it in opposition with people in Russia, like creating protests against the war right now, or if it is, in the way that we are right now, speaking about our beliefs about this subject. Like I don't think there are any people, like even the Russians. There's Russian interviews that they have with the Russian residents that where people ask, so if there's gonna be a full-out war with Russia, a full-out war with Ukraine, asking a Russian, are you gonna go and fight? And most of the people are like, nah, nah. Why? Because I have family there. I have family there. My brothers and sisters live there, and I have family there mentality is just short of the understanding that it's me there. If I'm gonna go and kill other people, I'm gonna go and kill myself as other people. Why would I want to do that? Why would we want to do that ever? And we as a society, we as humanity, are awakening to that truth within us. We're no longer accepting that they are them and we are us. We're realizing that it's just us on planet Earth together. We're all neighbors. We're all residents. We're all in this world together. We cannot be separated from it. There's no, oh, here is me and here is planet Earth with all of its bullshit. You part and parcel. You cannot be separated. Last thing you said, thank you again. Thank you again, Aiden. These times can be hard, but it's important that in this journal of showing up for love, times like these can arguably be the biggest call to action. Love must rise to stifle evil, and humanity will prevail. That, my friends, I have no doubt of. I don't have a second of doubt either, Isaac. It's happening. It is actually happening. That's the thing that's making me so excited. We've been talking about this for so long. Humans coming together in opposition of war efforts, in opposition of the military industrial complex. And now, instead of just talking about it, we're doing it. We're completely against it. And I feel this might be a segue into abolishing war efforts, or at least military spending as well. If we resolve this issue, if we resolve this conflict, and there can be, well, oh, fuck. So the other side of the infinity had to be illuminated to me of like, oh yeah, Russia was trying to invade Ukraine. We have to double our military spending so that we can be extra safe. Please. Please let that not be the case. It could be, but please let it not be the case. We're doing it, Brother Bear. We're actually doing it. Evil will never succeed. Death never remains. Just think about that. Yeah, things die, but look around you. How many dead things do you see in comparison to alive things do you see? And then you're like, oh, I'm in a sterile, or maybe not sterile. I'm in a white room with no doors and no windows, Melt. What are you on about? There's no life around me. Grab a microscope, dude. Do a swab of the wall. Put it on a little glass tab. Look under that microscope. You're gonna find life. Millions of it. Death does not remain. Life will always replace it. Light will always replace darkness. Love will always replace evil. And we're doing that. We're trying to be the agents for that light, trying to be the agents for that love instead of being agents of destruction. And it's still us. Either way, it's still the same energy that we're practicing, whether or not we're destroying things, killing others, bombing people, or we're helping, building, loving people. It's the exact same energy. It's the exact same humanity. It's just utilized in a different way. And the fact that I see more people utilizing it for the positive than I see people utilizing it for the negative gives me hope. It genuinely gives me hope. And I hope that this hope, translates to more people. Not necessarily from my message, but just as a message that humanity is putting out into the universe right now. In Hinduism, they would say that too many people are stuck in their bottom chakras. Oh, yes. I've talked about it as well, dude, like below the heart chakra. So, security, stability, safety, sexuality, emotion, and maybe some creativity, and then willpower and ability to force things or ability to do things. And then it like cycles back and forth, like, oh, I'm gonna use my willpower to create safety for myself. And then if I have safety, I can attract a mate. And then if I have a mate, then I can have willpower to create. And then if I have the willpower to create, then I can make myself comfortable. And if I'm going on back and forth in that loop, not knowing that there is so much more to life. There is the heart energy, the throat energy. Let me continue reading your comment. They aren't aware of the truth behind their duality. They're obsessed with their separateness, and they forget that we're all parts of an infinite God. It's changing, Aiden. It is that way. I agree completely. But it's changing. It's changing with the uprise of psychedelic use. It's changing with the uprise of spiritual pursuits being taken. It's changing with our access to information. It's changing with our access to community. It's all changing. It's like this extreme want for humanity to change. And we're doing it on so many levels. Like, it's not just one thing. It's not just one thing that's going to change us. It's not just this space that's going to change the world. It's everything. And everything is, as you're saying, parts of that infinity. I'm just so happy to be a part of that infinity that's trying to help it instead of trying to break it down. Jalapeno Einstein, interesting username, saying this is r/Anne Franker. I'm just using my second account I created a few days ago. It's okay, my friend. Thank you for joining us with whichever account you choose. It's nice to have you here, my friend. Anna Franker. Beautifully said, Mel. Beautifully listened, Jacob. Thank you, friend. There is a powerful emotional speech from Ukrainian president that is moving. I watched the whole thing. I think it was like 8.5 minutes or 9 minutes. And it was all in Russian and with like English subtitles. And I couldn't look away. I had to, be there for every single word that he said. And it's so beautiful to me as well. The words he said, truth. Just so much truth in his words. None of us want this. Nobody wants this. There's like a very, very small group of people that could profit from something like this. Us as human beings, we're not going to be the ones profiting. So we do not want this. Like, a part of myself just asked, if we were profiting, would we want it? No, I don't think so. Because there would be parts of us that wouldn't be profiting. So none of us would be profiting nonetheless. Lots of billions. We have some bots. I watched it. It's very powerful. It really is. Really, really is. Cassiopeia Dwarf. Sup to you, friend. How are you doing? How's your love interest, my friend? Really making me resonate with Imagine by John Lennon, manifesting manifesting that future. We are. We are. Every single thought we think, every single action we take, every single moment that we create, because we're creating these moments. If you weren't here, this moment would not be had. So we're creating these moments, and how we're creating these moments, with what energy we're creating these moments, if it's an energy of joy, if it's an energy of abundance, if it's an energy of love and mind and harmony, then we're going to be living in that future if we keep creating that moment. If we're living in a state of shame and fear and guilt, na 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 na, then we're going to live in that reality. And you can think of it as a splitting, where people that want to live in that reality will continue to live in that reality, and people that choose to not, people that choose to seek something better, will find it. Careful what you wish for, because you're gonna find it. If you want to find the negative in the world, if you want to find something to be hateful about, if you want to find something to be sad about, 100% won't take you long to find it. If you're seeking the opposite, 100% won't take you long to find it. And I'm so happy to be in this state of seeking love, the state of wanting something better for all of us, and being able to come into a space where I'm not the only one that wants that. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Praising me, hey Caspia. Hey Talia, thank you for joining us, my friend. Me and Ryan had a chat about you yesterday. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. If people would extend their ego from them and their family to instead every living thing, the world would be incredible. I'm so happy you're saying that, Aiden. The way you can think of that, like, what does expanding your ego mean? So you could literally, you as a person, so usually, let me backtrack a little bit. Usually our understanding of ego is the story we tell ourselves about ourselves. So as we grow up, as we come as bare awareness into this world, we are aware of things. Some things we like more than other things, and then we start telling ourselves a story about the things we like more than other things. And the more we tell ourselves that story, even sometimes telling ourselves a story of stuff we don't like, but we keep repeating it, we become that. That becomes our lives. But instead of just telling ourselves a story of this physical, experience, this physical representation of the universe, we can expand our ego to contain the universe. If you, like, easier than than that, that might be a stretch. Expand your ego to include the earth. So if you see someone, pouring diesel on grass, that is an offense to you. That is an assault on you, because they're killing a part of your ego. They're killing a part of the earth that is now a part of you by extension. And it is. It is a part of you by extension. If we kill all life on earth, we die as well. If we kill half of the life on earth, we die as well. If we take away all the trees, we die. We're not separated. We are already intrinsically a part of this, ecosystem, of this web of relationships. All we have to do is recognize that. And if we as a collective recognize that, then this world will be incredible, as you're saying, Aiden. And it's coming. It is coming. It's actually coming. More and more people are awakening to that reality within inside themselves. It's exciting me, dude. Genuinely exciting me. East Coast Rabbit. Freaking amazing having you here, my friend. How are you doing? It's so nice to have you, genuinely. He was up. I'm living in chronic pain, which is affecting my capacity to function mentally, and suffer from extreme anxiety and depression. So, pretty much a negativity sandwich. Chronic pain. Like, if you're saying chronic pain, is that like a neurological or internal thing that you cannot escape, Gazadia Dwarf? Are you doing something to medicate yourself to escape the pain? The extreme anxiety that you're suffering from, is it related to the things that are happening in the world right now? Or is it something that has come along with you for a long time right now? And then your depression, are they mutually exclusive? Or are you depressed because of your constant anxiety and your inability to be present with yourself? Or are you depressed because you don't want to be present with yourself? Like, please do let me know, my friend. I think these are such important questions. And thank you for being so vulnerable and willing to share your inner state with us. Honestly, my heart broke yesterday. I cried and I cried. Sometimes it's one thing on top of another, but I have healed it a bit of the love here and last night. Love can change the trajectory of this reality. Peace will prevail. We are proof. I just want to sit with those words. I want to read them again, even. Sometimes it's one thing on top of another, but I have healed it a bit of the love here and last night. Love can change the trajectory of this reality. Peace will prevail. We are proof. You know what's crazy to me that you're saying that, Ninja Peach? Especially the fact that you're saying we are proof. Within this space, within the knowing that I have sharing space with you friends, I'm at such peace. Genuinely at extreme peace. I feel more at peace now than I did last year this time. And last year this time things were significantly, arguably, less worse. I had more reason to be peaceful back then than I have right now, and I'm more at peace than I were back then because of the space, because of what I understand now, because of what I know, not only about us in this space, but about what I'm seeing, in humanity as a collective. It makes me happy. It makes me so happy. And it brings me a genuine sense hope, of hope. And it's weird because, looking at what's happening in the world right now, you're like, what? You're hopeful? Excuse me, why are you hopeful? Things are bad. I'm like, yeah, but look at how much good, people are trying to put into the world because of bad. It's like, yeah, but things are, but, but look at, but, the rabbit has life. There we go. Love being shared. Oh gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm wishing you all the best. Hopefully, you can find some positivity through the day. Hopefully, we can share some of that with her. Thank you, Talia. Mel, the positive point of your view you are channeling for us today is making such a difference. I'm going to be able to share this and pay it forward today. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for being here to be here. Genuinely, just like the fact that we can share this energy, this feeling, this hope for the future, for what's to come, we deserve this. All of us deserve to be hopeful. All of us deserve to, see this through, see beauty in the potential of what this holds. Thank you so much. Please do. Please do go and share it with others. Try and uplift them as well. Yes, yes, me too. There we go. Thank you for the silver. Hi, North Hitter. I don't think I've ever seen you say any words, but you do keep, sending awards. So I'll keep thanking you, friend. John Lennon, my musical hero. Haven't you seen him live? I feel if anybody here did, it would be you, East Coast. Singing the song every night to Marley. I love his quote: if everyone demanded peace instead of another television set, we'd have more peace. I often wonder what he'd say right now. Probably if everybody developed, if everybody demanded peace instead of another, cell phone, we'd have peace by now. It's distraction. It's so much distraction, and I was thinking about that as well today, Ninja Peach, in this context of we as human beings tend to be very selfish, and I noticed that within myself as well, because I'm not going through the worst of it. I can leave myself ignorant or something, to the amount of stuff that's happening. If I was there, I would be able to do more. But because I'm not there, I know that there's nothing that I can do. And I feel the reason we don't have peace isn't so much because we're not demanding it. I feel the reason is because it's not profitable. Peace is not profitable. Quite the contrary. Peace is expensive. But we have the resources for it. And the people that are profiting from war, the people that are profiting from separation, the people that are profiting from, destruction, need to be stopped. Let me just say that. My mind went to a dark place and I was like, but aren't you that then? Aren't you the destructor? Aren't you? Fine. Let's just stop them, okay? We can put them on their own little island. We can give them all the guns. You know, they can kill themselves. We don't have to. I'm so grateful for you, Melt. I've been pretty down and out for the last past week or so. I'm surely feeling into the sweet vibes as much as I can today. Thank you. Thank you, Mariah. I noticed yesterday that you were somber, and I completely respected that. I was here with you for that as well. Thank you. Thank you for being in this moment with me, for feeling into this energy. There's hope. There is hope. There's hope for your boys. There's hope for you. There's hope for all of us, my friend. Yo, you know what I'm thinking? I was thinking about myself today, and I was like, huh. There's a bunch of bullshit happening in the world right now. There's happened so much bullshit just in the time that I've been alive. We went through like two great recessions. We've gone through like a global pandemic. We've gone through first in 2020 war tension, and now we're going through more war tension. And I was just thinking about, this perspective of a child coming into this world and seeing so much bullshit. Your boys seeing so much bullshit and how it's influencing us to want the opposite of that. So, as horrible as it is, as unacceptable as it is creating a contrast in our collective mind that will last. We haven't had war tensions like this in a long time now, in a very long time now. And people forget. Like, we're so quick to forget about things as human beings. So now we're consolidating without, at least to this point, without it like escalating too horribly. We're consolidating this understanding in our brains again that this is not what we want. Humanity has spoken. We do not want war. And that message, I feel, is going to be the thing that is carrying us into the future we're going into. It's going to carry our kids. Like, just imagine being a 4, 6, 9 year old seeing the amount of bullshit and being like, but why? But why are we doing that? And then that message, literally at that young of an age, becoming a part of their psyche. The questioning of, but why? But why kill one another? Why would we do that? And not doing that and not continuing that behavior. We're changing, my friend. We're really changing. There's hope. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this hope with us. Can really relate to this. We have to focus on the change. We must stay strong for the people in Ukraine. So glad to have you in the universe, loving them as well. Isaac, so happy to have all of you friends. Hey, Katie, good morning / evening to you, my friend. Not just evening yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm so grateful for that tree, keeping me away from them blasting rays. And it's so beautiful as well. Let's just notice beauty for a second. Oh, damn. Oh, goodness. Oh, my. Oh. It's not too many clouds, though. I mean, there's clouds in the back. They're pretty. Little swallow. Okay, I feel good now. Let's continue. I love that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I understand that. I think you didn't really want. I understand that. The only thing that helps me is intentional transmutation of my own internal negativity instead into positivity. I will probably always hurt, but I try to choose to feel love for my pain and continue on. Aiden, like, I don't know if you were here for that saying, if you will, but in context of this, infinity symbol that we've created for this space, I do the exact same thing. If I'm experiencing a negative emotion, like, how dare, the Russian government, na 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 na, I'm like, yes, how dare they? But how amazing that humans are standing against that. So there is this negative part in my mind, and now there is this positive part in my mind. And having both of those parts, I'm the one that's more aware. I'm the one that has more context. I'm the one that has the ability to discern which bit of information I want to take into my heart and continue looping, if you will. I could continue looping that, disgust, that anger, that aversion to, or I can continue looping the happiness, the joy I feel, the hope I feel for humanity awakening. And it's the same for all of it, it's the same for our internal emotions as well. We're not saying stop feeling one emotion or another. We're just saying Allow yourself to feel the opposite of it well. Oh, I'm so freaking ugly. Blah 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 blah. Blah. I should lose weight. Blah 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 blah. You know what? I have taken care of myself, and I have tried to lose a little bit of weight, and I'm proud of myself for that. A little bit of infinity. You know what? I have, looked better in my life once, which means I know how to. You know what? I can look better if I wanted to, and if I don't look as well as I should in this time of my life, that is okay. There's a lot going on in my life right now. So we create this negative emotional stimulus inside of us sometimes, and then we continue with that emotional negative stimulus without having any resolution to that. So by creating a resolution system within inside of us and training that muscle to try and find the good even in the negative, like that's something I do a lot. If something bad happens in my life, the first thought I have is, how can this be a lesson? How can this be a lesson? Oh, something bad is happening. Okay, how can this be a lesson? What could this teach me? What value can I extract from this thing that I don't want? And it's the best way. I genuinely agree. Thank you, Aiden, for sharing so much wisdom today, my friend. I love that. I found myself thinking about it the other day. Would he be disappointed that we haven't made that much progress? I like to think he'd be hopeful as Melt is now. I think he'd see the love and change. I believe so. I believe so, Isaac. We're in an upswing. We're in an upswing. We might, have been going down for a very long time, but now we're at that point where we're like hitting rock bottom, really hitting the rock bottom. But as soon as we hit that rock bottom, we're going up again, going the opposite direction. Back and forth, back and forth. For the next 2,000 years, we're going to be vibing, I'm sure. Sending love and the tightest hug. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Katie. Sending this right back. So much love. Good morning from Canada, Bo Bonbon. Thank you for joining us, friend. It's nice to have you here. Oh, Jovan. So much love to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. I think I saw your message on the previous stream, but I didn't say hi to you just yet. So thank you for joining us, my friend. First time watching. This is beautiful. I feel like I'm learning so much about myself and the world around me. Tama, don't you start flattering me now, friend. I'll turn into a gushy mess. Thank you. Thank you so much, my friend. Like this space, at least the way that I think about this space, is me trying to be a mirror, trying to say things, trying to feel into things, trying to notice things in my life that I know would resonate in your life as well. And if the things that I notice in my life and try and be aware of in my life helps me live a healthier, more aware, more expansive, more enjoyable life, and I didn't share that information, then I would be doing both myself and the rest of the world a disservice. So the fact that we can have this moment, the fact that you're feeling like you're learning something about yourself and the world, it's exactly what needs to be happening. Thank you. Thank you so much for being willing to share that with me as well, Tama. Thank you for the silver dub plate. So much love. Expand your senses of self to be the whole earth. Exactly. There we go, Aiden. And if we do that, people chopping down our rainforest is like chopping down my lungs. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Stop it! Stop chopping down my lungs! Stop! Stop drilling me for oil! Stop doing. Puppy is like, are you okay? I'm okay, Puppy. I'm just being dramatic. I'm just being dramatis. Mash, mash, mash. It gives me shivers thinking about it. Dude, me too. And I believe psychedelics are going to be a big part of that as well. Like we've done some studies about connectedness, like connectedness when it comes to our relationship with the earth is something that we can kind of measure, on a 1 to 5 scale. And what we've noticed is that after people have a psilocybin session, they have increased connectedness. And that connectedness makes us feel more in tune with the rest of the world. And if more and more people feel more connected with the rest of the world, then that is exactly what's going to happen. It's exactly what's going to happen, Aiden. And I'm looking forward to it, dude. It's happening right now. So self-centered approach to not being self-centered. A self-centered approach to not being self-centered. Expand your senses of self to be the whole. I mean, I get what you're saying as well, Mike, but it's not about being self-centered. You know, like if you can expand your awareness to encapsulate the entire planet, that means you encapsulate all other beings as well. So if not only, you know, if someone chops down rainforests, is it them chopping down my lungs? But if they're chopping down people, then they're chopping down me as well. You understand? They're chopping down the parts of consciousness that's supposed to be here in the same way that the trees are supposed to be here, in the same way that these little beings are supposed to be here. I will not stand. I will not stand for someone trying to hurt my puppy. I will not stand for someone trying to hurt my family. I will not stand for it, friend. And that is what we mean. To include them in our want to defend instead of just wanting to defend ourselves. So you can call it a self-centered approach, but I don't think it is. I love this freaking thing so much. Oh, so much. So much. Oh, so mushy, mushy. Love you too, Goldie. So much love being shared. Ditto, brother. It's hard when you're constantly being punched in the guts every time you look at the latest happenings in the world. I'm trying to drown the BS with love and hope. You guys certainly help. We got this. We got this. And this is why we're showing up as well. Ninja Peach. Like I feel every single day I get informed in a new way why it's important for us to show up every day, which is weird. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna show up every day because I feel it's right. You know, that was the initial response, and then I started doing it. And then in showing up every day, more and more lessons came to me why it's important to do that. And it creates this more and more significant, more and more momentumed energy in my mind of what importance we have in this space. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy to have you here, Ninja Peach. If the ego is gonna be around, we might as well use it for good. There we go. And I feel like you probably resonated with what I said about that topic as well, Aiden. Like the goal is not to kill your ego. The goal is to befriend your ego. You want to be friends with your ego. You want to get along with your ego instead of being in opposition, constantly fighting, because that is the part of us that feels anxious. When the story you're telling yourself about yourself is one you're not enjoying, or the story you're telling yourself about yourself is one that's not true. That is where our anxiety comes from. So if we live our lives, if we befriend our egos in a way that serves us and the rest of the world, then we're using it for good instead of trying to defend this ego, you know, like, oh, I have this ego and you better not be scratching this ego or saying something that opposes this ego because then I'm gonna try and fight you to rectify that. No, befriend your ego. Your positivity is helping me in a really hard time right now. Thank you. Thank you. Bilingual unicorn. Thank you, my friend. Like, this is what it's about. I appreciate you sharing this space with us. So where in South Africa are you? It's not safe for white people. I'm in Limpopo, and that is not necessarily the truth, my friend. There are farm murders. It is something that happens, absolutely. But it's it's happening less than it ever has. And when it does happen, it's usually people that have been hurt by something that lash out. You know, either it's people that have been extremely abusive towards other people that stuff happens to, or it's people that have, you know, an extreme aversion to life, that lose their minds and wants to just, you know, hurt. And it doesn't have to be like, you know, color related. It happens to all of us as human beings. Killing someone is you trying to say something and not having the words to do so. It's a lashing out of an energy. It's not necessarily the case, friend, and it's not something that I believe in. It's not something I'm actively participating in my own life. Even though last year it was something I was concerned by and I was sleeping with a shotgun next to my bed, I have retired the shotgun to the safe. You know, I don't care. If I had to die that way, then I'd be okay with it. But because I hold that understanding, it's not something I fear. It's not something I'm perpetuating in my existence. It's not something I'm perpetuating in my experience of life. It's not something I have to think about. And because I'm not thinking about it, I'm not giving that energy any room to grow. I'm literally holding my body to a standard, to a vibration where those lower vibrations literally cannot manifest. No, wish I was not. He was not at Woodstock. I'm sorry, East Coast Rabbit. Me assuming things. I appreciate you letting me know nonetheless. If people damaged, if people demanded peace like a new cell phone, what a good one. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's where we are right now. People demanded peace like a new cell phone. I mean, like I feel more people are demanding peace than has ever. It's just government. You know, they have a monopoly on violence. That's why they can use it. But there's a lot more people than there are government. Like a lot. And I think people don't realize that. It's especially because of these military actions that these governments can take, you know. We feel if we uprise as humanity, they're going to deploy their military against us. But the military is just us as well. The military has family as well. The military has brothers and sisters as well. And if we all stand up as a collective, then they're gonna have to stand up with us. You know, like goodness. Nobody is gonna honor their job more than they're gonna honor their family. Oh well, you know, that might not be the case for everybody. No response to me. It's okay, I get it. My friend, you just have to be calm. You just have to be calm and patient. I'll get to you as well, as I did. People demanded. Is it selfish to eat shellfish? If we know, even the shellfish is selfish, and also that one that's selfish. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, the one that sells fish has to catch the shellfish so that he can sell the shellfish. And it might be selfish for him to catch the shellfish because the shellfish is selfish, and catching it would be selfish of the person trying to sell it. And you buying it means that you're hungry on a selfish level, but you could buy it to feed your family, which would be non-selfish. Right? Right. Thank you, Fred. Like I tried to tongue twist myself as well, but it feels like I'm really on it. I made myself a coffee with some ground beans today, and I feel amazing. I genuinely feel amazing. I'm not smoking marijuana for the next while, probably the next 24 days. I think we're gonna smoke again on day 444. Yeah, yeah, I think it's gonna be a significant one, and I'm gonna probably get extremely wrecked, and it's gonna be 444. So I'm gonna ease into that energy as I ease into the rectitude. Have a good time there. I look forward to finding you friends there as well. Love you, Red Clicker. Thank you for joining us. You are a child. To it respond anything conflicting. Yes, I am a child actually, friend. I'll forever be a child of this universe, you know, until the day I die. And I completely accept that. From this perspective of knowing I'm a child, I've also tried to learn as much as I can. Tried to ask as many questions as a child would ask as well. You know, it's one of the most beautiful misconceptions or misinterpretations of the Bible, where there is this saying that you're supposed to believe in the gospel as a child believes. But a child believes by questioning. Have you ever had a child, you know, in your vicinity? They're like, why this? Why that? Oh, but why like that? Okay. But why was it not like this instead of like that way? Oh, okay. But why? Oh, no, 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 no. That is the way a child believes, by asking questions. Friend, thank you for joining us, for giving me opportunity to say that as well. Thank you for the helpful unicorn. When he will answer you if he wants. Joy, joy. Thank you, East Coast Rabbit. Thank you, my friend. It's a show, but don't be an idiot if you think the best of life will be here. I mean, I'm not saying the best of life is here in this space. I'm saying the best of life is exactly where you are, friend. Whether you're here in this space, whether you're on the moon, whether you are, you know, in the belt of Uranus, You are the one eliciting that response by having your eyes open and looking at the belt of Uranus and being like, that is some beautiful stuff, yo. Look at that gorgeous planet right in front of me. Look at me flying in this spaceship. Goodness. How fast am I going right now? Looks at the, speed counter. Oh, 50,000 kilometers per hour. Neat. You're the one eliciting either a beautiful response or, oh man, that is just, a bunch of debris circling that planet. It's not even a belt. Lied to me. Now I'm in this, piece of shit capsule flying through space at 50,000 kilometers an hour. That is so slow. I wish I was going faster so I could get home quicker. Nana, na, nana. You're the one eliciting the response, my friend. And if you want to keep believing that the best of life isn't here for you to experience, then you won't. You just won't. And the thing is as well, I'm not saying these things because it's going to benefit me, like sharing these messages do not benefit me. They can benefit you. And it benefiting you benefits the whole. Literally, we're all going to be happier. The life is going to be better for everyone included if you are happier. And that's why we're doing this, friend. I pray for your mind and a heart opens in positive light. Thank you, East Coast Rabbit. We're trying to share as much love as we can. South Africa is like asking how the outskirts of Detroit. Yes, I agree. I honestly have hope that the upcoming generations will not allow this. They are woke. The people who no longer will tolerate this way of life are raising children. That is a good thing. We are paving an entirely new path built on love and awareness. We are. We are Ninja Peach, and I'm seeing it from parents like you. Parents like you are a perfect example of that reality that we're moving into right now. You're not raising your kid with these, old separation mindsets. Quite the contrary. You are opening them up to levels of connection that I never experienced as a kid. And I think I'm connected. Just imagine how connected they will be. I'm gonna move us a little bit back because the sun is setting. You were trying to jump on my cushion? You silly thing. Skip up. Skip up. Deep boop. Skip boop. Skip up. Deep boop. Ski whoop. Make some space, please. Can I make my zitplak alsjeblieft? Is that a no? That looked like a no to me, huh? What do you think? Oh, I'm gonna come and sit on you. Oh, I'm gonna sit on you. Oh. Silly thing. Here we go. I think I'm even more angled than I were before. Sitting even more at an incline. You know what? You eating my fingers? Why are you doing that, yo? I'm gonna do this. Yeah, that works. Ninja Peach. Hopefully upcoming generations. It's happening. Again, it really is Ninja Peach. Thank you for being a part of that process of change that our new generations are experiencing right now. Ooh, I can't imagine not living my best life because I thought it might be better somewhere else. So many of us do that. So many of us do that though, Siobhan. Okay. I'm not gonna be doing this thing that I want to do because I'm gonna go there and then I'll start there. And if I start there, then it's gonna be better there. Because this reason. No, unfortunately, you're still gonna be there. Wherever you go, there you are. Into infinitum. I honestly have, I've heard it twice now. You may be killed by locals though. Yeah, friend, I might be killed by a heart attack, by a blood clot shooting through my brain, by a seizure, by a meteor straight up smashing me into the ground, melting me into bits. Surely, I might, die of a little bug flying into my lungs and causing an infection that I don't know about for months, and then I die of that. I can die so many ways. I can sit here and list an infinite amount of ways that I can die. But Instead, I'm gonna be like, wow, I'm living. Wow, this is so beautiful. This living experience, and celebrate that. Appreciate that. That is why we're here, friend. Mm, are you okay? How's your day, Melt? Melt has just gotten to your message yet because he's replying to every comment. Thank you, Talia, for letting our friend know. Hopefully, he's been hearing some of the messages we want to share with him as well. You're here, having a great day. Thank you so much, Aunt B, for sending love as well. Yes, we do. It's always okay to turn it off and focus on those beautiful beings in your life as well. Happy we got this. And so much more of it is yet to come. I can only imagine what a good dad you would be, Isaac. Goodness, man. You are just smoking weed and deny rhodesia. I'm not smoking weed right now, interestingly enough, friend. And I don't know what rhodesia is even, so I don't think I can deny it. What the? Hey, Heather! What a nice pleasure to have you here. Thank you. Thank you, 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 Heather. Thank you, my friend, for everything you do, for the love you share. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. But I will continue to try. Thank you so much. Interesting thinking. And hey, Steve the Pirate, it's nice of you to join us, my friend. How are you doing? How are you feeling with everything as it is? Interesting thinking about we as a collective wanting peace. We are seeing the majority does. Maybe these are the steps necessary to push the masses into this change. Thank you for that infinite perspective, Aiden and Mel. Thank you. You're the other side of that infinity. Isaac, thank you, my friend. The dog loves the shit out of me. Of course she does. How could she not? Heather, I love the shit out of her as well. And that's just how this life works. Every single time, you get what you give. You get what you give. And I'm just watching this little thing, being a shenanigans machine. Man, I freaking love her. And right now, I'm eliciting a loving response just looking at her. Just watching her with her shenanigans. Like, I don't know what she's doing right now. It looks like she's running into a bush. It makes a bunch of noise and then she runs back out of it. And the amount of love I feel with her being, the other side of infinity and me eliciting the response of love from this infinity. She might not be experiencing that love as well, but that love is still true. And the more love I put into this world, the more love will be shared. Man, I was trying to catch her zoomies. Hey, you wanna zoom zoom? You wanna zoom zoom, Peps? Zoom zoom zoom! Zoom zoom zoom! Oh, you can zoomy zoomies! I love her so much. I love her so much. Love is true, Katie. The more love we share, the more love we'll receive. Pepe reminds me of a baby sitting on its parents' lap, chewing on their finger. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Having kids of my own one day. I'm happy to have such amazing opportunities to practice. Like I feel it will definitely be, it should be almost mandatory for a couple to get a dog first before they get a kid. Just so they can learn some basics. Please stay a while. This is a beautiful community. Warms my heart to see you here. Thank you so much, Isaac, for sharing that love as well. The story you're telling yourself is one you're not enjoying. I love that. I'm happy that you feel into that as well, Katie. Because I was doing it for the longest time. Yo, the story I was telling myself about myself is that I'm angry, that I'm worthless, that I'm unloved, that I'm unvalued, that I'm annoying, that I'm a know-it-all, that I'm uncomfortable wherever I am, that I'm jealous, and I was in different ways telling myself that story over and over and over and over again, and I couldn't figure out why I was so so unhappy. I was like, but I have all of these things, I'm working a job, are earning a salary. I can afford food and stuff. Why am I so unhappy? Little did I know that I was continually telling myself a story of unhappiness. And I'm so happy that that has changed. Thank you, Katie, for changing that story with me, my friend. Kira Burr, so nice to have you here. How are you doing, my friend? Sending you so much love and peace. It's all perfect. That's the biggest truth I've ever learned. There we go. It's all truth. It's all love. It's all perfect. Unhappiness arises from wanting to. Unhappiness arises from wanting things to be differently. Every single time. I'm finally working again and starting to regain hope and mental strength. I'm so happy to hear that, Katie. You deserve it. And I've been seeing it as well, by the way. I want to tell you that as well. I've been seeing just your belief in self, your love, your ability to share that good energy with the world increasing, Katie. It makes me so happy to see it. Feel free to stick around. We have a good show. Thank you so much, Aiden, for that love and that recognition. Hold the hope, my dear. Carry it with you where you go. Thank you, Aunt B, for that encouragement. In Zen, the student is the teacher. There we go. I am alone. We're all the teacher, friend. We're all the teacher. And I keep saying that. I, as Melt, am not more special than you are. I'm not more connected than you are. I'm not more enlightened than you are. I am exactly in the same place where you are. I have a brain. I have arms terminating into smaller arms. I have a nose and I have a mouth and eyes and ears to elicit responses from this world. I have the ability to feel my own hands rubbing up against themselves. And all of these responses, all of these feelings are the exact same for you as they are for me. And as we feel into this world, we find different bits of information, and that information becomes a part of us. And the more information we seek and the more information we make a part of ourselves, melt into ourselves, if you will, the more we have to melt away as well. And it becomes a back and forth giving and feeding process, friend. We're all the teacher, actively teaching ourselves, actively teaching one another. Thank you for being my teacher as well. The marble and the chisel told me, kids, whoa, 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 whoa. In great email, people have literally told me my kids are woke, and I'm very sure they are, Mariah. Having met you, how could they not be? Any animal, really. The marble and the chisel. Weirdly enough, I've wanted to get into like stone sculpting as well. At one point in my life, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sculpt stone. And I was like, why the fuck you wanna do that? What's wrong with you? Why stone? Why stone? Like, you could carve wood, you could use clay, you could, and then, like, yes, stone. Just chop stone. Maybe one day, who knows? Hey Melty, can't stay, sorry. I've got a representative soccer tomorrow morning. It's okay. Pineapple Cube, rest up, my friend. Thank you for sharing the space, if even for a second. I appreciate you so much. I hope your representative soccer goes well tomorrow. Rest up, and thank you for the helpful as well, my friend. They guy should be in the Ukrainian war. This guy, I'm guessing. Honestly, if I was there, I would be, friend. So on that level, I'm not disagreeing. Only grown ass adult that still laughs at Uranus. Just me? Okay, cool. Like, I feel, it's either Uranus or Uranus. And like, I was using that word so many times while I was teaching in China. Like, one of the classes we had to give was teaching them about the planets. So I just got desensitized to a ninja beach. Gotta go to meet someone, have an infinitely wonderful day, have an infinitely wonderful experience, spending time with another. Thank you, Talia. Thank you for joining us here as well. You're not alone, right there with you, brother. I'm pretty sure that's a sister. All reach around, but thank you nonetheless, my friend. Take care, Ninja Peach. Love you, Bourbon Leah. Love you, Javan. Thank you, my friend, for sharing love. The tooth, the tooth is okay so far, Aunt B. I'm eating less, and I'm cold and just chilling under the covers. Still, Leah, so great. Have you gone to the doctor? Please tell me you've gone to the doctor, my friend. Really shows the sad truth of how much easier it is to spread hate and pain than it is for others to put down the aggression and love. Think of how small a group of people it took to make this decision to attack an entire people. You're right. Like it's this weird contrast of people in ivory towers making decisions that will influence millions. Like a small, probably a handful, maybe two handsfuls, maybe less than 100 probably, making decisions that influence millions of lives. Like how is that acceptable? I feel these people that kind of start these war efforts need to be, absolutely need to be expected to be on the front lines of those war efforts. Like if you're like, I cast my vote that we should go to war, they're like sick, they take you out of your seat, they take you to the military base, they put you in a uniform, and they drive you out to the front lines of that war effort. They're like, sick, this is what you wanted, right? 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 You wanted war. So there you go, oh? War a bit, huh? But I'm gonna get killed. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. This is what you wanted. What? Okay. Our friend reads tarot and birth charts through astrology, and when she goes through the houses and asks, "Where is Uranus?" It gets me every time. That's hilarious. Do y'all know it's Miss Kira Burb's birthday today? I didn't know that, Heather. Happy freaking birthday to you, man, Kira Burb. I was actually sending Kira Burb messages this morning, not knowing that it was her birthday. Of course, she doesn't tell me. Happy birthday, Kira Burb. Happy birthday. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful birthday day. Happy birthday. I hope it's a beautiful day. I hope you get treated like an absolute queen. Or a mom. Pretty much the same thing. Happy birthday to the most beautiful friend, mother, auntie. The world needs more like you, Burb. You are a shining star on a dark sky. Just couldn't fit in my better myself. Heather, thank you for sharing that love. Love to all. Appreciate you, Mel. Love to you. Appreciate you, Nancy. Thank you for joining us as well, my friend. So much love being shared. Mel, thank you for making mornings amazing. All reach around. Thank you. Thank you for having an amazing morning, friend. That's what it's about. Aiden. Sounds like some birds defending their nest. Technically, yes. Yes. Like birds, I don't know if they're defending their nests. They might be, but they have such big nests and they have multiple entries. And I think some of those entries are like decoy entries. And then there will be the same bird species jumping around the other birds' nests. And then they'll be like screaming at one another. So you're kind of right, Rex Rex. At least they're not screaming at one another now. The birds we're hearing now is not the ones that are defending nests. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Oh, so much. Gosh, that little pupper. Wonder where she is. There she is. Pippi Longstockings! What are you doing? She's looking at some rocks. What are you doing? Huh? I wonder what she thinks of me. I think of her as a dog, I guess, first and foremost, right? But alongside that initial label, I think loving being. I think playful spirit. I think being fascinated with life. I think curious. I guess those two go together. I think energetic. I think excited. I think jealous. Very, very much so as well. I wonder if she has these ideas, these emotions attached to me as well. Maybe all she has to have is just, oh, love. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. It truly is. And how could it not be? What grounds could we have to say it's not all this beauty could be nothing less than perfect? Isaac, beautiful words. Talking about, oh, excuse me, beautiful beings. Lane just joined us again for the first time in a while. What a pleasure it is to have you here, my dude. How are you doing, Lane? So proud of you. You're the strongest you've ever been, my beautiful friend. I feel that way as well, genuinely, on Isaac. Thank you for sharing that love, my friend. Happy birthday, Kira. Love you. Love you, Kira Burr. Thank you for joining us. Not much, just vibing. I'm happy to hear that, Lane. How's school treating you, dude? How's the work going? How are you feeling in, relation to all of these things that you've been through? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling a little bit more comfortable about what's going on in your own life? Alongside of the amount of chaos that's happening in the world, it can make our internal lives chaos feel a little bit less chaotic as well. Have you been feeling that way? Hey everyone, hey, an amused jester is joining us as well. How nice of you to join us, my friend. Thank you. How are you doing? How's life been treating you? How are you feeling? Working towards well? How are you this week? I understand that anxiety, medical places give me so much stress. Just remember you are doing the right thing and providing so much self love for your mouth, which provides so much wisdom. Did I miss that one? I think I did. Heather said, yes, Mel, all of the concern from you friends inspired me to call the dentist. I'm scared as shit, lol. But I have an appointment, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Heather, thank you for taking care of you. Like genuinely, I'm just imagining. So with Heather not in pain, then I don't have to think, man, Heather is in pain. I don't have to think, I wish I could help her. And that's just me, Heather. Now imagine the ones in your life, the other friends that are in this space, your potential animals, and how your discomfort could be influencing them. You might want to, have your own space. You feeling better is literally opening up more potential for the whole world. So thank you. Thank you so much, Heather. Genuinely, my friend. I understand that anxiety. Medical places gives me so much stress. Just remember you are doing the right thing and providing so much self-love for your mouth, which provides so much wisdom. There we go. Thank you, Isaac. Now I'm with you. It's been an odd and long week, but I'm going to a Viking festival tomorrow, of course. If anybody were going to a Viking festival tomorrow, it would be our good friend Lane. What is Lane up to these days? Oh, going to Viking festivals, writing the sickest, metal riffs, growling Satan out of his hole. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Lane, and for sharing that with us, my friend. On beat, when the pain got bad enough to make me cry and get sick to my stomach, I thought, well, fear must be take a back seat. It will. It will always. And it's interesting that we have to reach a level of discomfort until we throw our pain away or our fear of pain away, maybe. Fear, the mind killer. Fear the mind killer. And it's literally, that's what it's doing. It's like, oh, I'm scared. And then it kills your mind. It kills your ability to rationalize. If I go and get help, then I'm going to feel better. And instead of allowing your mind to do that for yourself, it's like, nah, I'm too scared, dude. Too scared of what might happen. It does. I'm excited. Dude, it sounds so sick. We all need to hear about it. I would love to. I'm good. I didn't tell you, but I end up listening to Mirror Reaper as per your suggestion last New Year's. That's so freaking cool. Thank you for letting him know, Aiden. Such an amazing album and song. Lisa, thank you for joining us, my friend. It's nice to have you here, even though it's the tail end. Thank you. That means a lot and is encouraging, honestly. Happy birthday, Kirker Burb. So much love to you. So many blessings to be on another ride around the sun together. Isaac, thank you for sharing that love and recognition as well. It's definitely one of my favorites now. Mosh, mosh. Mosh, mosh, mosh. Mosh, 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 mosh. Mosh, 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 mosh. For some reason, my nose is itching as of late, especially when I'm in this space. And I was watching an interview recently where the person being interviewed had their nose itch as well, and they were scratching it over and over and over and over again to the point where it was something that was distracting to me. And I wonder if there's something about being in front of camera that can trigger that. Are you pulling information out of my body right now, cameras? sucking it through my nose. What's happening? I'm joking. I'm joking. Have you noticed? You know, and it's something that I'm thinking instantly about Toast Malost as well, where he like triggers the nose itch into all of us as a collective. I don't know. I don't know anything. All I know is that love is true, and I thank you, friends, for helping me, just be reminded of that fact. You, as a clear example that love is in fact true. Thank you. Listing puppy qualities, I think. Bloodthirsty for Burb. I mean, she's not that bloodthirsty for Burb because we've had a few Burbs flying into the house, and then I'll try and catch the Burb to let her free outside or him outside. And then if the Burb lands on the floor, I'm like shouting at the dogs not to be eating the Burb. And Pippi is scared of most things, like scared of bugs, kind of scared of bugs, very scared of the geese, but not so. She's rather more, hesitant with other animals, and I think I like it that way. Frantic, want to murder, unregulated is a little bit unacceptable. She's being a little shenanigan machine. Huh? You think there's a crocodile in that water or something? Like there's a leaky faucet or a leaky tap or a pipe that is there in the little garden, and it's been leaking for so long that it creates a constant puddle there, and it feeds all of those plants in that little garden. So we've left it, and the geese will kind of get in there and drink some water from there as well. And Pippi was just like looking at that little pond, and then like running across. And I just think to myself, like, what would she be thinking? Looking inside that water, thinking, danger. There's some danger. Ah! There's some danger in that water. Need to go zoomies. Love and gratitude times infinity. Love and gratitude to you. Like I should have noticed the fact that you mentioned, that you're 42. I don't know if I was allowed to say that. Kira Burb is the answer to the universe, life, and everything right now. She is in the year where she will find, hopefully, more answers than she ever has. And we are infinitely grateful and loving towards you. Thank you for joining us on this day. It's interesting that, we happen to be in the 42 number set as well with our stream, count. So synchronicities all around. Friends, eternal blessings to you. The world is alive. Let me show you. Suddenly things are happening. Yeah! I don't know if you can see it as good as I can with my eyeballs. And Pippi is like, yeah! Yeah, no! Wow! Wow! Crazy, crazy! Crazy, crazy, crazy! Oh man, I was hoping for more zoomies. There we go. Yeah, there's a conquering that here. There we go. Love you so much, my friends. Thank you, Heather, for taking care of yourself. You will. There is no generational here. Love leaves no gaps. It covers all. It cannot not melt into every crack. It has to go everywhere. Love wins. have a Reddit friend who wrote the book. We have to support him. If you would be